As a new week begins in the search for treasure on Oak Island, the team travels 50 miles northeast to St. Mary's University in Halifax. Upon arrival, they carry with them an object of great interest, something resembling an ancient Roman sword that was reportedly found in the waters just off the coast of Oak Island. Anticipation builds as they unveil the artifact, a sword that immediately sparks and disbelief. It's a Roman sword. The team reacts with astonishment that the possibility that this could be a genuine artifact from the ancient Roman Empire. To assess the authenticity of the sword, they meet with Professor Miles McCallum, an expert in Roman archaeology. In the lab, safety glasses and lab coats are required before handling the artifact. As they examine the bronze sword, questions arise about its construction and origins. Although it may seem unlikely that a Roman sword dating from the reign of Emperor Commodus in the 2nd century AD could end up in Nova Scotia, many Oak Island theorists believe it's more than plausible. Over the years, ancient coins identified as Carthaginian have been discovered in coastal regions just north of Oak Island. The Carthaginians, known for dominating Mediterranean trade routes between 600 and 200 BC, were expert navigators and shipbuilders' skills that could have enabled them to cross the North Atlantic. The implications are significant. If the sword is truly 1,800 years old, it could provide an important historical context. The figure on the sword appears to represent the demigod Hercules, a central figure in Roman mythology. However, the construction technique raises doubts. Instead of being made from a single cast piece, the sword seems to have been created using a bivalve mold, indicated by a seam line running along its side. This suggests the object was never intended as a functional weapon, but rather as a work of art. Historically, the year 70 AD marks the Roman siege of Jerusalem led by future Emperor Titus, during which the Second Temple was destroyed. The Arch of Titus, erected years later, depicts sacred items taken from the temple, including a large golden menorah. Many researchers believe such artifacts, perhaps even the Ark of the Covenant or the Holy Grail, were later hidden on Oak Island. Could the Romans, like the Carthaginians before them, have made the transatlantic voyage to Nova Scotia nearly 2 millennia ago? If so, could this Roman sword be the proof? When asked for a percentage likelihood that the sword is truly Roman, the professor hesitates. He remains skeptical based on the sword's construction, but does not entirely rule out its historical value. He even speculates that it could be an older fake, perhaps from the 18th or 19th century. Interestingly, from an Oak Island perspective, a replica from the 1700s could be even more significant than a true Roman original. It might suggest the sword was brought over as an antiquity by someone involved in the mystery long after the Roman Empire had fallen. The big question remains, why would someone go to the trouble of faking something so obscure? While skepticism remains, the object still holds potential value to the overall Oak Island mystery. Later, at the Oak Island Interpretive Center, attention shifts to another find. A small team gathers to meet with numismatist Sandy Campbell to examine a cut copper coin recently found by metal detection on Lot 5. The coin, revealed through X-ray fluorescence analysis to possibly predate the 16th century, raises new questions. As they prepare for examination, the team explains that Lot 5 is a newly accessible area they've just begun exploring. This find came during one of the initial sweeps by metal detectors. With curiosity piqued, Sandy Campbell prepares to take a closer look at the mysterious artifact. The moment begins as a small object is carefully handed over in a bag. It's time to take a closer look. Hopefully, it's part of a coin. The team has already performed both XRF X-ray fluorescence and CT scans on the artifact. A request is made to pull up the results, and while the data loads, a picture of the item is shared and flipped over for further inspection. The surface shows what looks like characters or some kind of inscriptions. Attention turns to the XRF results. The elemental analysis reveals a high content of copper, lead, and tin, along with approximately 0.51% arsenic and 1.05% silver. This combination is intriguing. Silver often occurs naturally with copper, but the presence of arsenic is a key indicator that the item predates 1500. The artifact is weighted, comes in at exactly 1 gram, which is oddly precise. However, it's not uncommon for coins to be cut and used in partial payments. In earlier times, a larger coin might be trimmed to match the value required for a transaction. That was the essence of barter. The artifact seems to be about a third of its original size, which matches that practice. From the look and feel of it, there's a strong possibility the coin is Roman. It might even be Byzantine, but the visual evidence leans toward Roman. Based on style alone, it's estimated to fall somewhere between 300 BC and 500 to 600 AD. The notion of a Roman coin found on Oak Island is mind-blowing. But if it is indeed Roman, who could have brought it there? With the mystery deepening, a call is placed to share the discovery. When the other team members answer, they're urged to come down to the lab immediately to see something potentially extraordinary. The existence of a Roman-era coin on Oak Island is astonishing. It suggests undeniable geographic links, though whether it's temple-related remains uncertain. More rigorous scientific testing will be required to draw firm conclusions. What is clear is that this story has become increasingly complex. And one thing is certain. Lot 5 is now an undeniable hotspot on the Oak Island treasure map. The expert is thanked and invited to continue investigating the coin further, an offer that is gladly accepted. The team expresses their appreciation and emphasizes their eagerness to uncover more, noting it's time to get back out to Lot 5. There's a shared sense of urgency, boots on the ground, as someone says with enthusiasm. Meanwhile, the narrator explains that the crew has returned to the triangle-shaped swamp, intent on exposing more of what is believed to be a man-made stone ramp. The plan is strategic. Follow the path and try to establish a positive relationship between the paved area, the ramp, and the stone path. If successful, the next logical step is to connect this stone path to something even more significant. The digging begins. Having moved a few yards northeast from their previous location, the team works on drier ground, hoping this area might reveal a link between the ancient paved zone and the nearby stone pathway, and perhaps, even more crucially, offer up new clues or artifacts. Immediately, they spot something remarkable. Without even taking a step, and on the first sweep, the first artifact emerges: a horseshoe, potentially a lucky one. It appears to have been in the ground a long time, judging by the corrosion. A moment of awe passes through the group. The narrator reflects on the find, a small horseshoe discovered on the stone ramp within the triangle-shaped swamp. Was it merely discarded, or did it fall during the ramp's construction? Its shape is questioned, whether it's misshapen or broken, but the team decides to defer to expert blacksmith Carmen Legg for clarity. Then a theory is raised. If horses came to Oak Island by boat back in the day, they would have been small, not draft horses. That leads to further speculation. Could the horseshoe be linked to past shipwrecks or cargo barrels found in the swamp, which Carmen has dated as far back as the 15th century? With hope rising, the moment is described as a brilliant start, a hot one, as joked with a chuckle. Despite years of searching, there's still belief that the swamp harbors secrets, and the only way to reveal them is to keep digging. The current wet conditions slow progress, and the team reflects on how strange it is to think this area was once always a wetland. As the digging continues, it becomes apparent that the artifact may rest in the original swamp layer. They're about a foot above the water level, and the dig site is narrowed to the likely boundary of the ramp. There's agreement not to go wider and to keep going with focused excavation. As they hang up, there's a palpable sense of amazement. This could be a Roman coin on Oak Island. Questions swirl. Who brought it? How did it get there? Why was it found on Lot 5? It's a total mystery for now. Additional expertise is called in. A request is made to get another opinion on the artifact's features and possible origins. The design looks like something typical of the Roman to early Byzantine period. There's curiosity about whether there's any precedent for Roman artifacts being found in Nova Scotia. While none are known there, similar discoveries have been made along the east coast of the United States at archaeological sites. The team soon arrives, and the excitement in their voices is clear as they're shown the coin and briefed on the preliminary analysis. The conclusion shared is confident, most likely Roman. Their celebration at the possibility finally, something Roman may have surfaced. It's incredible. The reasoning is laid out once more. The design style is distinctly Roman. The figure on the coin appears to be a person, possibly standing next to a tree, iconography consistent with Roman coins. The elemental analysis further supports the hypothesis. The presence of unrefined copper, arsenic, and silver aligns with ancient Roman metallurgical practices, reinforcing the likelihood that the coin is authentic and ancient. The shock of a Roman coin turning up on Oak Island prompts further reflection. Just a year prior, a trip to Portugal provided insights. During that journey, the team had explored Knights Templar strongholds established between the 12th and 16th centuries. They were shown carvings in Templar churches, some of which match symbols previously found on Oak Island. including one that appears on the legendary 90-foot stone. Most notably, they observed a cobblestone road, nearly 2,000 years old, dating back to when the region was under Roman rule. Remarkably, that road closely resembled one uncovered in the Oak Island swamp back in 2020, believed to be at least 500 years old and of Portuguese origin. This discovery raises compelling questions. Could the Roman coin and the ancient road on Oak Island be connected? Could the coin have been brought by the Knights Templar, who are known to have connections to both Roman history and the region of Portugal? If so, might this also help explain other discoveries like the possible dam structure at the north end of the swamp, the medieval laid cross found in 2017 at Smith's Cove, or even the traces of gold detected in the Money Pit?